अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरतिसे गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायै तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो। तवैवास्मि न जीवामि त्वया विना इति विज्ञाय राधे तं नमामि चरणम्। Yesterday in evening class we were all glorifying Guru Tattva. To serve Gurudev, to have a very strong faith, nishtha in the lotus feet of Gurudev is the backbone of Krishna consciousness. If anyone's nishtha as more is हिल रही है, unsteady, not so strong, always moving here there, flickering. Then he cannot develop his Krishna consciousness, and one day he will fall down. So our Gurudev should be so bona fide, a strong faith in bhakti, some realization to Krishna, and all the qualities which we have told. Tinadapi sunichena tarorapi sai sununa amanina mandena kirtinya. 3 qualities, 4 qualities. Knowing all the scriptures, main thing, all teachings. He should have no fear, no worldly desires, no suffering and sorrow, anything. Always happy serving Krishna. He be in separation mood for Krishna and Guru. And all the good qualities in him. Very generous to all, no party feeling at all. Then he is Guru. And our faith will be so strong in him, otherwise it will be shaken. So if our Guru Nishtha is anyhow harmed, understand how?
Yes, sure.
Then our whole Krishna consciousness begins to shake, and at last it goes away and dries up. So our faith will be so. And in the same time we will have to honor all Vaishnava in the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Rupa Goswami, or anyone who is chanting even Harinam, he is not first class Vaishnava or second class Vaishnava. To think that he is on our Gaur family. So we are so much glorifying Today was very good day. Yesterday, so many devotees told so many good things. They will add our Guru Nishtha. Today, I am requesting Maharaj, Padmanabh Maharaj, to speak something. We'll continue. Then another, and then I will take Chaitanya Charitamrita, our main subject. We all heard the glories of Guru Tattva. I became happy to hear very good siddhants about Guru Tattva. In the last Govind Bhakta, he gave so good things, good siddhant. I want to give something, but my English is so poor that I cannot express my ideas fully, but by only little very weak words I used to tell all these things. I agree with all the points, but not only one point, that any good acharya will come and combine whole Gaudiya Maths and telling that acharya may be Narayan Maharaj. I am not agree to this point. I am agree to all the points. I have never thought that I am acharya or guru. Never. I want to help and carry the order of my Gurudev Swamiji, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I know that really I am not acharya or not guru. But I want to fulfill the orders of my disciplic acharyas, especially my Gurudev. Nitya Leela Pravishtam Vishnu Pasisham Bhakti Pragyan Gesha Goswami Maharaj. And especially Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, as he told in his last day. So I am trying anyhow to carry their orders. I am so much fortunate to avail the Vyas Pujas of my Gurudev, Pujyapad Madhav Maharaj, Shoti Maharaj, Van Maharaj, Pujyapad Siddhar Maharaj, and all prominent disciples of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada. Nowadays I go to avail some Vyas Pujas, but I see that so much difference. At the time of Prabhupada, I've heard that he to celebrate Vyas Puja on his birthday. Once Vyas Puja was going on, and Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati told in his last speech that I'm not thinking that any of you are my disciple. I'm thinking you like Shiksha Guru. By seeing you all here, I'm so much aspired to speak Krishna Katha, Hari Katha. जाके देख ले ऐसे कृष्ण प्रेम.
कृष्ण नाम ताकि जाने
To see anyone, if automatically Krishna name comes and we begin to chant, that we should see, we should understand that he is Uttam Adhikari. So I am saying you all, and I am inspiring in my heart that I should chant Krishna Hare Krishna. So I think that you are my all Shiksha Guru. You are my Guru. This is the view of a real Guru, bona fide Guru. I've seen that on our birthday, or any Guru who is doing Vyas Puja, I've seen my Gurudev, Pujapad Madhav Maharaj, Pujapad all. Then on very day, our Guru Maharaj used to worship his Gurudev, his Param Gurudev, his Paramparatpar Gurudev, up to Brahma. No? He used to worship all of them. He used to worship also Ramanuj, Madhvacharya, Vishnu Swami, and Nimbaditya. All these acharyas. He never separated them from Vaishnava cult. Then he used to worship Brajavasis. All the Brahmins of Braja. I have seen practically in my Gurudev, Vyas Puja and others, that they first worship their Gurudev and Guru Parampara, all. Then Krishna, Radha and Krishna, Gaur Chandra, Nitai Prabhu, Gadadhar, like conjugal, Gaur, Gadadhar, and Radha and Krishna, and in the middle, Nityananda, Vajra Guru Tattva. These five, Acharya Panchak, Guru, all the Gurus. So, after that, they were all honoring their God brothers according to seniority of bhakti, not of age. They used to do. All the Vaishnava, his God brothers or anyone. Even I saw once, I was present there, Pujapad Madhav Maharaj, he is my Shiksha Guru, his God brothers, my Gurudev's God brother. He was honoring and offering mala, chandan and all to senior Vaishnavas, his God brothers. And I was there. He suddenly came to me, gave mala, chandan, garlanded, and gave so many clothes to me. I was astonished. Why he is doing so? I am not qualified to be his
Superior.
disciple also. His disciples are more excellent than me, and he is honoring me. My heart became full of honor for him. This is Vyas Puja. Nowadays I am saying that Gurus sitting on the golden thrones, so like this, that I am Krishna myself, collecting all the honors for them. And there must be any good book for
Vyasa Puja book.
eh?
Vyasa Puja book.
Vyas Puja book for him. Otherwise, Vyas Puja is not there. Glorifying him, whether he is good or bad, whether he is bona fide guru or not. This is not Vyas Puja. Vyas Puja is a day when himself, that guru or that devotee, is doing, offering archan, pujan and honor and everything to his Gurudev and his whole parampara. It is not a day to collect honor and all things from their disciples. It is against Vyas Puja rules and regulations. It is not Vyas Puja. But nowadays, this is Kali and this is going on. So it should not be. We should not do like this. This is the day of the Guru or Vaishnava who has taken birth at that day, and he should honor all his Guru Parampara from Guru to Brahma, and Radha, Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, his all associates. Not only this, all the Gurus who are present at that time, they should be honored. All the good devotees should be honored, like I have seen. So this is Vyas Puja. To glorify our Gurus, to glorify Radha and Krishna, and to offer all their honors to which is coming on that day, like Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati told. I am very shameless person. You are honoring so much. I am not qualified for this. But anyhow you are giving, I am taking it. Not for myself, but I am taking all these representations and pushpanjalis in my hand, and I am offering all these things, your all modes, all your honors, Shraddha, Nishtha, and the lotus in the hands of my Gurudev, and pray him to offer in the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, and to Radha and Krishna. This is my duty. So we should try to follow all these things. If you are not following, you are taking honors and all nishtha from all disciples, you will fall down. It is not due to yours. It is. Our Gurudev also used to tell that you are honoring me, not due to me, but due to my holy master, that I have served him and I have received something from him. So all honor should be given to his hands, that he should give it to him. His Ishtadev Radha Krishna and Gaur Nityananda Prabhu, Gaur Gadadhar. There are so many things to be told. I have heard from their mouths, but today time is over. Now it is 8, and doing Aarti it will be perhaps 9. So I am requesting all that this meeting should be stopped here. And from tomorrow, I want to discuss on Chaitanya Chaitamrita, which I have begun. And it will be so sweet. All Siddhanta will come. Guru Tattva, Krishna Tattva, Prem Tattva, from whom Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. So I am finishing today my Gaur Premanande.